Welcome back to my channel, where we uncover stories hidden just beneath the surface. Today's tale begins not with a grand adventure, but with a small silver locket I found at a flea market. It was tarnished, beautiful, and held a secret I couldn't have imagined. The locket was engraved with a strange, spidery cipher. It felt personal, like a language meant for only one other person. After weeks of research, I finally cracked it. The symbols weren't just random etchings, they were a map. A series of coordinates leading me to a place steeped in local history, a magnificent ancient oak tree right here in our town. I wasn't sure what I'd find, if anything. My heart was pounding as I arrived at the base of this giant sentinel. The coordinates pointed to a specific spot among its sprawling roots. With a small trowel and a lot of hope, I started to dig. Just a few inches down, my tool hit something hard. It was a small, lead-lined tin box, heavy and sealed against the decades. The air felt charged with history as I gently lifted it from the earth. What secrets had this old tree been guarding for so long? I carefully brushed off the dirt and carried the box home, my mind racing with possibilities. Back in my workshop, the moment of truth had arrived. The tin was sealed tight, but with some careful work, the lid finally gave way. Inside, nestled in oilskin, was a bundle of letters tied with a faded ribbon and a stunning amethyst geode that seemed to glow from within. I couldn't believe it! This was more than just a hidden treasure. It felt like a time capsule. My hands trembled as I carefully untied the ribbon, preparing to read the words that had been waiting in the dark for nearly 80 years. The letters weren't addressed with a name, but with a simple, intimate symbol. A stylized oak leaf. The first letter, dated 1943, was written in the neat, careful hand of a cartographer. He was writing to his beloved, a botanist. As I read, a vivid, heartbreaking picture of a secret wartime romance began to unfold. Their love story was born and maintained in brief, stolen moments between military deployments and laboratory shifts. The botanist, whom he called My Star, was stationed far away, contributing to the war effort. The letters painted a picture of two people desperately in love, separated by a world at war. The cartographer, fearing he might not return from his next deployment, had created this intricate plan. The locket's cipher, the hidden box, it was all a private means to ensure. Their most precious possessions would survive until they could be reunited. He wanted to make sure their story, their love, wouldn't be lost to the chaos of the times. Every word was filled with a mix of fear for the future and an unwavering hope for their reunion. One passage in particular took my breath away. The cartographer wrote to his star. Ivy hid in our words, and our amethyst, the star that'll always guide you home beneath the oldest sentinel. The key is wrapped around your heart. Find it, my love, when the dust settles, and know that even if I am long gone, my promise is sealed in that silver heart. Our love is safe here, beneath the constant roots. It was a promise, a final testament of his love, a guide for her to find this very spot, this very box, when peace returned. I continued to read through the letters, each one a testament to their extraordinary, enduring commitment. They spoke of shared dreams, of a future they planned to build together, of the simple joy they found in each other's existence despite the turmoil surrounding them. The amethyst geode suddenly made perfect sense. It was his star, a physical symbol of her, meant to guide her back to their shared secret. But as I neared the bottom of the pile, a sense of dread began to creep in. The final letter I opened was different. It was dated almost a decade later, in the early 1950s. The handwriting wasn't the neat script of the cartographer, but a shakier, unfamiliar hand. It was signed by his brother. The letter confirmed what the long silence had already foretold. The cartographer had been lost overseas. He never made it home. He never saw the peace he had fought for. And his star, the botanist, she never found his place. She never knew where their love story was hidden. Only that its author was gone forever. A profound sense of guardianship settled over me. This wasn't just an antique find for my shop. It wasn't a commodity to be sold. This was a sacred time capsule, a private memorial to a love that was never fully realized. The secret had been kept for 8 decades, waiting patiently for someone to read the final, tragic act of this beautiful drama. I knew what I had to do. I carefully rewrapped the letters and the glowing amethyst in the oilskin just as I had found them. I returned to the ancient oak tree, the silent witness to this long-kept promise. I felt the weight of the story in my hands as I gently lowered the lead-lined tin back into the cool earth. I recovered the spot, patting the soil back into place, ensuring the constant roots would continue their watch. The story didn't belong to me. It belonged to them. And to this place. As I stood up, I clasped the vintage locket around my own neck. I felt its familiar weight. But now it was a weight of meaning, of memory, and of a love that had literally defied time. The strange spidery symbols, once baffling, now felt like a whisper of a promise kept, finally understood. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey today. Sometimes the greatest treasures aren't made of gold, but of stories. If you enjoyed this, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more hidden histories. See you next time.